This is Captain Jarsto, EAS Netherlands.
Syria Planum Command Post reporting.
This is NBS-1, Squad Leader T'John.
We are not hostile. I repeat, we are not hostile.
The Corps' mother, the Corps' father.
I will need to protect the interests of our people.
Battles we fought here at Orion 7 in the name of freedom.
Three-Edged Sword. Episode 14. Small Problems.
As you might expect, Commander, our access to the Earth Force datanet was cut off after the secession. But we managed to get local copies of most of the database before it was. What we don't have, we can get from other sources if we really have to. And while what we have only has limited data from the Centauri, their policy on Narn fugitives, and the Narn military in particular, is not what you'd call a secret.
Of course.
We managed to find your name eventually, and it has quite a price tag attached to it. Preferably alive, but that's negotiable with the Centauri.
Tempted, Captain?
If I were, you'd be dead or in chains, and your fighters would be floating wreckage. With your rank and the advanced fighters, I can see why you'd be high on the Centauri wish list. But the difficulty in getting this information indicates that Centauri intelligence took more than usual pains to try to keep the knowledge of your liberty to themselves.
Ah. You want to know why the Centauri are so interested. Why would they place a humble squad leader at such great value?
If we are allies, we should know what we're getting into. Wouldn't you agree, Commander?
A fair point. Let me tell you one true thing about the Centauri, Captain. Their hatred of the Narn is hardly a secret. They trumpet their conquest to the galaxy on every possible occasion. They celebrate their butchery. But the details, Captain, the details they keep to themselves. The Centauri have a saying. Large problems come from small problems. A truism of the universe, they would say. A truism they happily apply to the Narn at this very moment. When the occupation came upon us again, it was first a matter of population control. Bands of Centauri sent from village to village, weeding out the violent resistance, breaking the backs of the survivors. But that was not enough. Violence, they say, runs deep, fueled by anger and pride. So they search for those qualities as well, and purge them. For the good of the Narn, they say. And sooner or later, when the able-bodied men and women are imprisoned or slaughtered, they will stop and consider. Large problems come from small problems. And they will look into the eyes of every Narn child and see, reflected there, the anger and bitterness of loss and subjugation. They will see hundreds, thousands, even millions of small problems. They did it to us once, Captain. They were driven off our world before they could exact their final solution to Narn aggression. I should know. I was simply a small problem when I killed my first Centauri.
So you're saying that's what's driving them? The need to correct what they see as a mistake?
No. Though that would be enough, that is not the only reason.
Then why?
Because I know the secret of their success, Captain. Because they know what I know, and what I intend to do about it.
Personal log, Syria Planum Command Post. It's official now. The Board of Inquiry has been convened. Investigators have been dispatched to Syria Planum, as well as out to the Vasset. They've started at the bottom of the chain of command, no doubt hoping they can trip up an underling. Being a junior officer, my classmate has already been questioned. Communications are supposed to be restricted during the investigation, but there's always essential traffic to piggyback on. She only managed a short, coded message, but said they are focusing on the Narn involvement. No surprise there. I just hope the Clark loyalists are more concerned with us jeopardizing the Centauri alliance. They tend to obsess on inside-the-dome political minutiae. It can blind them to our subtler means of persuasion. It's too bad the Netherlands isn't debris right now. What happened in hyperspace would stay in hyperspace. We knew victory would forgive us our trespasses. Defeat just brings opportunities to expose them. Close personal log. Open comlink.
Agent 6, please report to briefing room number 2. Immediately.
And exactly how do you plan to get us to this waste zone of yours?
We'll be going by a NAR-class transport. Here are the reports on the area.
How do you plan to get a ship into this area? The particle and radiation readings won't let this ship jump anywhere near the battle zone.
True, and that's probably why the wreckage is still intact and not scavenged. The freighter will jump in and drop us off at the closest possible point in 2 Star Furies. They will be able to navigate through the debris fields easier than the transport.
You must be insane. You want us to jump near the site, then fly 2 Star Furies for several hours through an area spiked with radiation and more debris in an asteroid field? Then we must locate and retrieve the replacement targeting computers, avoid the debris as well as the radiation, and fly for another 6 hours to get out?
The Furies will have extra shielding on their control systems to compensate for the radiation. My captain and your squad leader believe it is possible. The med staff feels our spacesuits will handle the radiation, and as you said earlier, Homeworld isn't answering your part requests.
This seems like a foolhardy attempt.
It's not the easiest supply run, but if you want to keep your ships in the fight, you need to see this mission as a necessity and not optional. This is the best we can come up with. If you've got a better idea, Lieutenant, let's hear it.
You may be right, but your plan won't work. According to your scans, maneuvering through this area will be difficult. Even more so if we have to coordinate 2 ships. It will be easier if we travel together. I assume you have access to a Badger-class Star Fury.
We don't have any based on the Netherlands, but I should be able to get one of the orbital platforms to loan us one.
How are we to signal the transport for pickup after we've completed our objective?
It won't be possible. Even if we could punch a signal through the radiation, Clark's forces are constantly monitoring comm traffic. The transport will pick us up in 18 hours after drop-off. That gives us 12 hours travel time and 6 hours of recovery operations.
Or rather we, should be able to accomplish this mission easily in that amount of time. Acquiring additional parts should also be no problem.
Lieutenant Commander Jacobs, contact Flight Command.
That's the Coventry. Your squad leader had all your equipment you specified transferred over to it.
We will see. If we are going to succeed in this effort, I will need to bring some additional equipment.
I'm sure we have whatever you need here on the Netherlands. Let's get our equipment together, checked out, and loaded for transport.
Three-Edged Sword is brought to you by Voices of Babylon.